Good morning, students. Before this, we have finished one chapter from the history as well as geography. Today, we will start the first chapter of the civics, that is our constitution. I hope that you all are aware about the constitution. Yes, it is a rule book, and this rule book is very necessary for governing any territory, any area or any country. So see, something is given, some important points regarding the constitution is given. Before gaining independence, when the process of shift of power was being contemplated, it was decided by the leaders that independent India would follow a path of democracy. So when our country was about to achieve the independence, and when it was clear that now shift of the power will be from the Britishers to the Indians, then at that time only the leaders of our country decided that independent India, free India will be a democratic country. I hope that you all have studied about the democracy in 6th class. Yes, democracy is a form of the government which is for the people as well as by the people. So a new government was destined to come into being. So now it was the destiny of our country, it was the future of our country that a new government was about to be come. Therefore, a year before 1947, the preparations for drafting the system of governance commenced. That's why 1 year before 1947, the leaders of our country started to draft a system or make a system by which our country will be governed, or in which way India should be governed. In this chapter, we shall study about the basic features of Indian Constitution. So, in this chapter, we will discuss some basic features of our Constitution, or Constitution of India. So, before it is very necessary to know what is the Constitution. Constitution of a country is a document which lays down certain basic rules that the citizens and the government have to follow. So, Constitution of a country is a document, and in that document certain basic principles or rules are there, and that rules should be followed by the citizens as well as by the government. It determines the rights of citizens and defines the power of legislature, executive and judiciary, and regulates their relationship with each other and with the citizens of the country. In the Constitution, rights of the citizens are given, as well as it clearly defines or tell us about the powers of the legislature, executive as well as the judiciary. See, students, this legislature, executive and judiciary are the three main organs of the government. Yes, legislature makes the law, executive implements that law, and it is the judiciary which settle the disputes. About this you have discussed in the previous classes. So it is the Constitution which make a relationship between the legislature, executive and judiciary, as well as with all these three organs to the citizens of the country. Constitution can also be defined as a set of rules and regulations according to which a country is governed. So about this definition I have told you all. We can also say that Constitution is a set of rules and the regulations about which any country is being governed. Constitution represents the vision and values of its founding fathers. It is the Constitution which represents the visions as well as the values to its founding fathers, means who constructed the Constitution why they constructed, what was the aim of the constitution. These all things can be seen into the constitution. Now, importance of constitution. What is the importance of the constitution? Constitution protects the rights of the citizens irrespective of the caste, gender, religion, creed to which they belong. So it generates trust among the people. So it is a constitution which protects the rights of the citizens. Either they are of any caste, either they are of any gender, or they are of any religion, or any caste, or any creed. So we can say that it is the constitution only which makes a trust among the people. Second, it limits the power of the three organs of the government: legislature, executive, and judiciary. It is the constitution only which limits the power of the three organs of the government. About this I have told you earlier: legislature, executive, and the judiciary. It also restricts the abuse of power by those who conduct governmental functions. It also stops those people who are in the government offices that they misuse the power. Yes. It specifies how the government will be formed and who will have the power to take different kinds of decisions. So it is the constitution only which tells us how any government can be formed, either that is the state government or the central government, as well as who will have the power to take the different types of the decisions. Constitution makes special provisions to protect the interest of the minority community in the country. It is the constitution only which protect the interest or rights of the minority community in any country. I hope that you all are knowing about the minority. Yes, minority means any caste, religion whose population is less than 50%. It also ensures that a dominant group does not use its power against other less powerful group. It also ensures that any powerful group could not hold more power comparison to the less powerful group. Or in other words, we can say it is the constitution which makes equality among its citizens. Everyone is equal. Either anyone having more power or less power. Either anyone is of the upper class or the lower class, belonging from this religion or that religion. This is not a matter. Everyone is equal in front of the constitution. It guarantees certain fundamental rights to the citizens so that citizens can protect themselves against any misuse or abuse of power by the government. It is a constitution which provides some fundamental rights to the citizens, and by these fundamental rights, citizens can protect themselves against the misuse of the power of the government. Along with rights, it also defines the duties of the citizens. So it is the constitution which not only provides the right to the citizen, it also defines some duties of the citizens. About the right and duties, you all have studied in the previous classes. Now, it lays down the national goals which form the basic foundation on which the country rests upon. It also lays down the national goals, or it also strengthens the basic foundation on which our country is being established. For example, our constitution has laid emphasis on democracy, socialism, secularism, etc. For example, we can say our country has given more importance to the democracy, to the socialism. Socialism means a society in which there will be the equal distribution of all the resources, as well as secularism. Secularism means in our country India, any specific religion is not there. All religions have the same power, or in other words, we can say all religions are equal in front of the constitution. Any importance is not given to any specific religion. Now, some important fact is given. The Indian Independence Act was passed by the British Parliament on 18 July 1947. Yes, on 18 July 1947 only British government or British Parliament passed the Indian Independence Act, and by this Indian Independence Act only our country India became free from the British rule on 15th August 1947. Now, drafting the Indian Constitution means how the Constitution of our country India was being drafted. See, my dear students, as we are knowing, when anything is about to be prepared, we use the special word write. Yes, write a letter, write anything. But in case of the Constitution, we use the special word, that is the drafting the Constitution. About this we shall discuss tomorrow.